Welcome back to the channel, folks. This is daily update for Bed Bath & Beyond, and we have a lot to cover in this video today. Before we talk about the chart, as you guys know, I've been making videos on this daily. It's been almost 2.5 months now, and we have a lot of levels here that you see on my screen right now. These levels are not that I set up after the fact or whatever the case was. These were real-time levels that had a daily day-over-day run, right? I've been making videos, and we have a track record for hold the scenario here. And I told you guys 2 weeks ago the stock is about to go down, and I made a video about that as well. And I said, you know what, the risk is now 1,000%. And this was a contrary to what other YouTubers were saying. They were saying, no, we're going to have this, the stock is about to skyrocket and all that stuff. But look, I believe in reality. I don't believe in fantasy. So at that point, I realized that, you know what, there's a lot of inventory available right now for the stock, and for the short squeeze to happen, you can't have a lot of inventory. Okay, the stock has to be in a high demand, and people that are trying to pay a top dollar to get that stock should be available. If you have, let's say, 10 million shares sitting at a price target of 48 cents, when the price is going to get to that level, it's going to become there's a lot of supply right here. This is why if you see my chart here, we have demand levels and we have supply levels. Supply really is, there's a lot of sellers sitting here. Okay, whenever the price get to that level, it's going to get shot down, it's going to come down, it's going to come down to the new demand level. Right now, we are at a new demand level, which is 30 cents right now. The reverse stock split they are doing is on May 9th. The first thing I'm going to tell you guys why the reverse stock split itself is a bad thing. The reason it happens is because a lot of investors are coming out of the position. They don't believe in the company anymore. There's a foresee future that the company is going to go bankrupt, things like that. And investors just come out. They either trade it, short it, but they won't stay in the position. They will not hold large sum of share for a company, and which drops the price tremendously, usually, right? And because there's a lot of shorting going on. In that scenario, they have to do a reverse stock split because you cannot have your stock traded under $1 for consecutive 30 days, because then the exchange sends a notice saying that you have to bring up your stock price either by, luring in more investors, or you have to do a reverse stock split. So reverse stock split in general is a bad thing when it happens to a company, okay? When they're going to do a 1 to 10 or 1 to 20, first, the price is going to go up. It's going to go from 30 cents to, let's say, $3 or $3.50 or $4 maximum, right? And then the number of shares like they are authorized is still going to stay the same, 900 million, but the number of shares issued is going to go tremendously down from 435 million to like 21 million. I made a video about that as well. So then they'll have a large, almost 800 million shares they can actually sell at that point through a warrant. With that being said, so there's major dilution. So they want to bring the stock up so they could bring it down again. They could sell more shares. They want to raise cash right now. If they had investors, let's say institution, for example, when I started making videos on Bed Bath & Beyond, institution holdings were about 47%. Right now, the institution holdings is 12.53%. Now, smart money, this is what smart money is. This is what institution holding is, a smart money. That is a main driver for your market cap, okay? 12.53%, that's a major drop. And also, yesterday, there was another catalyst that came out that BlackRock came out of the position. They were holding about 12 million. Now they hold about 6 million. So this 12.3%, 12.53% is going to go down to almost like 7%. So institutions are way out of the stock. Like they're gone. At this point, this is just retail investors clinging on. And what are we waiting for? We're waiting for the short squeeze. We're not waiting for, I don't think anybody that I've spoken to is waiting for a long-term play here. All they're waiting for is just to take off to the moon. And that really is a short squeeze. How the short squeeze is going to work? Well, I made a couple of videos on that as well. And I hate to break to you right now, that seems kind of far off. But when the reverse stock split happens, a lot of investors, like retail investors, you would have to ask yourself that, okay, Bed Bath & Beyond is going to be at $4. Am I going to get into this position at $4? Where the uncertainty is that there still have, let's say, 800 million shares to be diluted. And, those shares, when they're going to sell it as a warrant, they're not going to sell it at $4. They're going to sell it at maybe $1.75, $2. And the company that's going to give them the cash for those number of shares, they're going to sell it, right? So what you want to do is you want to be aware of these things when you're investing in the company. I'm not here trying to pump the stock here just blindly, okay? Because at the end of the day, the whole purpose for my channel was really for family and friends and give them some advice if they're looking at it. Sometimes, hard to connect everybody at one pace. So I said, you know what, let me make a channel here and they could just watch this video as well and help everybody else as well at the same time, right? So what I'm saying right now is that we have to wait until they do the reverse stock split to see exactly how the dilution start happening at that point. If it happens, you know, that they do the reverse stock split and the stock goes to, let's say, $4 or $3.50, for example, we'll have to wait for that week and see how the warrants play out, right? And we'll see if they play out the warrants, they get the cash, and how these big institutions or the counterparties that are buying these warrants, how are they going to sell it, which way they go. And then we'll see if we want to bet against it, or we want to bet, you know, we want to buy a put option or call option, or you want to short the stock, depending on what platform you're working with right now, you know. So for me, I'm working on different platforms which allow me short as well. So I'm not bound by just shorting it through, you know, put options, things like that. But if you're in Robinhood, unfortunately, you can't do that. You have to buy a put option. But we will have to see when this whole reverse stock split happens. But for now, make a aware decision. And again, I'm covering this stock every day, and I'll give you guys a good news when it's there, and when I think the stock is going to have a good day next day, I will definitely let you guys know. But for now, stay tuned. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.